Okay, today I am going to show you guys how to drill out a Hot Wheels car. Also, if you're going to either put rivets in the posts or screws, I'm going to show you how to tap them. This is basically the basic tools you would need to do this properly. You need a rotary tool, a 1/16 and a 1/8 bit. The 1/16 is the starter, plus it's the same size as the rivets or the screws. So let's get that started. Okay, so I've got this prepared here. I've got the 1/16 bit in so that we can drill the pilot holes. Also, you want to kind of go deep so you can put that rivet or the screw in. Anytime you're using a rotary tool for drilling, cutting, anything, wear safety glasses. It's very important. Also, in some situations, even wear gloves. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. You want to kind of go slow with the drilling so that you don't heat up the plastic and melt it. But let's go ahead and get this started and get these pilot holes drilled. Go back and forth and give it a chance to cool. Be sure not to go too deep. You don't want to drill out the other side. Seems like a lot of these cars, I'll turn that off. Seems like a lot of these cars have kind of a soft spot where all of a sudden it will just kind of take off and start cutting. Be careful when you do that, just so that you don't go too deep. A lot of times I'll start the hole like I have here, and you can kind of see it's kind of deep, and I'll switch to the next bit. That way, once I take the chassis off, I can see how much of a post I have to drill. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've got the other bit. This is the 1/8 bit. Now you'll notice I use the kind of the gold ones. They seem to stay sharper and they seem to cut better. So you can get those at like Walmart, different places like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this, or drill it. Okay, you want to be careful not to go too far. You can kind of see, if you look in there, there's still a little bit of an edge around it. This is where I use the flathead screwdriver. I kind of just go around and just push it in like this. Now, if this is a car that you care about the paint, you're going to want to use like a cloth or something underneath it so you don't scratch the paint. So, then, like, we're going to do a wheel swap on this, so I don't care about the wheel. Get the screwdriver in there and just kind of carefully pry it. You will bend the axles doing it this way. If you do care about the wheels, just drill it out a little bit more there. But you can see I've got that pulled apart now. So then you just kind of clean this up. Sometimes you have to just hit it with the drill bit again, or you can hit it with a like a rotary tool, the sander. But basically now we've got the car disassembled. Okay, so I'm back with the 1/16 bit. As you can see what I was talking about with the post, you can see how far you can drill now. You can see there's quite a ways there. So go ahead and turn this back on. You want to get that drill pretty deep because you can see how big these rivets are. They're, you know, about 1/8 of an inch or so. So you want to make sure that they're drilled at least that far. So be sure to put your glasses back on. There's that soft spot that I was talking about. That looks like it's pretty good. Okay, so I've got that fairly deep. You can see the rivets will fit all the way down in. Whoops, if I can get it in there. You get the rivet pretty much to rest flat in there, and that's what you want. If you're going to use a rivet, you're going to just put super glue in there once you put the chassis back on. If you are going to put the screws in, then you're going to need to tap it out. This is a 1/16 tap right here. You just really carefully, just lightly start, just turn it. You want to go back and forth a couple times just to keep it clean. I would recommend usually using some like penetrating oil, something like that, so you don't break the tap off inside. Just so that you can, it's a little easier for the tap. But this will get it so it's threaded, so you can use those screws. Really easy to do. You just want to be careful and go slow. Let the tap do its job. So now I'm going to finish this up, and then we'll move to the next segment. Okay, so I have that all tapped out here. You can't really see probably in the screen, but that's all nice and threaded. So basically, just for the purpose of showing, I'm going to put this back together. And let's see, let me clean this off just a little bit better. So when you use the screws, you're going to get little washers as well. You do want to use these little washers because the screw head could pull through. Just be careful not to lose the little washers. And I like to use Allen head screws. I think that they just look a little bit better. They're really clean, but you can use whatever you would like. I would just recommend doing about 1/16 size. So just put the chassis back on. Sometimes you have to give it a little pressure, or clean up the post a little better. See how easy that turns in there? It's just so nice. And then the other cool thing about using the screws versus the rivets is if you want to do wheel swaps again later down the road, or you want to paint it, or you want to take it apart for any reason, you just unscrew it. Where the rivets, you would have to either pry them out or drill them out again. Which they are a little bit harder metal than the posts are, so it would be kind of a pain to do. So again, I like the screws more. So then you just tighten it up. Be sure to go kind of slow, so you don't just cross thread it. Okay, so this is basically how it looks all finished. You can see it's really clean, really easy to assemble, really easy to disassemble. We will be using this car here for a wheel swap segment later, showing one of the many ways to do a wheel swap. So be sure to follow us at Shade Tree Diecast on Instagram and on YouTube. Also be sure to check out M2 Machines for all sorts of really cool diecast. And thanks again for watching. Have a great day.